At first, it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like curiosity. You open your phone, you see an AI write an email in seconds. Another one generates art. Another writes code. Another talks, calmly, clearly, confidently. It feels impressive, convenient, even fun. Then something shifts. A small thought you don't say out loud. If it can do that, what happens to me? That's where the fear starts. Not screaming fear, not sci-fi panic. Something quieter, something heavier. A sense that the ground is moving under your feet, and no one asked if you were ready. This matters right now, because AI isn't coming, it's already here. And unlike past technologies, it isn't just changing what we do, it's challenging what we are. To understand why people are afraid of AI, you have to strip away the movies, the headlines, the hype, and look at the real sources of fear. Because most people aren't afraid of robots, they're afraid of replacement, loss of control, loss of meaning, and a system that keeps moving faster than humans can adapt. Let's start with something simple. For most of history, technology replaced muscle. Machines made us stronger, faster, more productive. The steam engine replaced human labor. Factories replaced artisans. Tractors replaced farmhands. Painful, disruptive, but understandable. Humans still planned, still decided, still thought. AI is different. AI doesn't replace muscle, it replaces cognition, pattern recognition, writing, design, analysis, decision support. The things we quietly believed made us valuable. That's unsettling, because when technology replaces your body, you can retrain your hands. When it replaces your thinking, where do you go? And here's the uncomfortable part. AI doesn't need decades to scale. One model can be trained once and deployed everywhere, instantly. A factory needs land, machines, workers, maintenance. An AI model needs servers, and once it's trained, every additional task is almost free.
That breaks a rule humans have lived with forever. Effort no longer equals output. One engineer writes code once. That code works non-stop, across millions of users, without sleep, without raises, without complaints. That's efficient. But it's also terrifying if your job exists inside that equation. This is why fear isn't evenly distributed. People who own systems feel excited. People inside systems feel exposed. Because AI doesn't just automate tasks, it reshapes power. In previous eras, productivity gains were shared, at least partially. As companies became more productive, wages rose. As economies grew, living standards improved. Not perfectly, but broadly. That link has already been breaking for decades. AI threatens to sever it completely. If productivity explodes while human labor becomes optional, where does income come from? That question has no comfortable answer, and people know it, even if they can't articulate it. Now layer in uncertainty. No one can clearly explain where this goes. Not governments, not companies, not the people building the systems. Every major AI breakthrough is followed by the same sentence. We didn't expect it to do that. That's not reassuring. We're deploying systems we don't fully understand, trained on data we didn't curate, making decisions we increasingly rely on. And we're doing it fast, because whoever slows down loses. This creates another fear, loss of control. In theory, humans are in charge. In practice, incentives are. Companies race to deploy because competitors will. Governments race because rivals might. Individuals adopt because everyone else is. No one wants to be first to stop. That's how systems drift, and humans feel that drift. They sense that decisions are being made somewhere else, by someone else, at a speed they can't match. Fear grows when agency disappears. Now let's talk about intelligence itself. We like to believe intelligence is rare, special, earned. AI challenges that belief. It generates essays, diagnoses problems, writes poetry, answers questions, not perfectly, but well enough. That's uncomfortable because intelligence has always been tied to status. If intelligence becomes cheap, abundant, and external, what happens to the social hierarchy built on it? Degrees, expertise, professional identity. They don't vanish overnight, but they start to blur. And humans hate ambiguity in status. We want to know where we stand. AI muddies the map. Then there's creativity. For a long time, we told ourselves machines could calculate, but only humans could create. Art, music, stories. AI walked straight through that line, and that hits something deeper. Creativity isn't just a skill, it's identity. When a machine produces something beautiful, people don't just feel replaced, they feel challenged. If a machine can do this, what was special about me? That question isn't technical, it's existential. Now, zoom out. Fear isn't just about AI itself. It's about the world AI is entering. Rising inequality, fragile trust, institutions already stretched thin. People are asked to trust a system that hasn't protected them well lately. Trust corporations with data, trust governments with oversight, trust markets to distribute benefits fairly. That's a hard sell, especially when early signals suggest the gains are concentrating at the top, again. So fear becomes rational. Not fear of AI as an idea, fear of AI inside this system. Add one more layer: speed. Previous revolutions unfolded over generations. People had time to adapt. Children learned new skills, societies adjusted norms. AI evolves in months. Models leapfrog each other, capabilities double, rules lag behind. Humans are biological, we adapt slowly. Fear spikes when change outpaces comprehension. That's where we are. And beneath all of it is one final fear: meaning. Work has never just been about money. It's structure, identity, purpose, social value. If machines do more of what gives people meaning, what fills the gap? That question doesn't have a spreadsheet answer, which is why it scares people more than job loss statistics ever could. So when you hear people say they're afraid of AI, don't picture killer robots. Picture something simpler: a grocery store line, a shrinking paycheck, a job that feels less secure than it did last year, a future that feels faster than they are. Fear isn't always irrational. Sometimes it's a signal. And the real question isn't whether AI will change the world. It will. The question is this: who gets to decide how? And are we building a future where intelligence serves humans, or one where humans are expected to keep up with machines they no longer control? That question is still unanswered, and that's why the fear isn't going away.